Cigar?
No, thank you.
Richie, does your father know you're here?
We're going to the ball game together.
Well, there's no sense in being the boss's son if you have to wait in the outer office.
We'll base our operation in Casablanca. Warehouse our supplies and rolling stock in Marrakesh.
Please roll up your sleeve, Mr. McIntyre.
Oh, Joe, there's a man named Emmering in Marseille. He's super on that Lafferty construction job. I want him off of it and on his way to Casablanca within 7 days. I don't care whose leg you have to break to get him.
How long will you be gone, Will?
5 months, give or take a couple of weeks. Oh, okay, Al, take a look.
Arrangements have all been made, Mr. McIntyre. A week from today. Plane leaves at 5 p.m.
Okay, fellas, I've got about a half a dozen panting salesmen in the waiting room. Hello, Richie. What can I do for you?
We're going to the ball game, remember?
Oh, you know what? I forgot.
Will, could you come here a minute? We got a problem, won't keep.
Okay, Joe, be with you in just a minute.
We're going to lunch too, remember?
Oh, that's right. Miss Clavenger, I want you to get my son 2 tickets to the ball game this afternoon. Have Marty drive him there and tell him to stay with him. I'll use cabs the rest of the day. He'll be right down. Richie, take a friend. Use my phone. Call up one of the boys. You got enough money?
Will?
Oh, look, Richie, I've got to run. You're all set now. Have a good time.
Are you leaving next week?
I'll talk to you about that later. Now, I want you to get in there today and really root for those Indians, okay?
Will?
All right, Joe, all right.
Close by, sir.
So's that bus.
We have a snack bar on the boat. We get our food from the same supply kitchen this place does. So let me ask you something. Why can't you wait till we cast off and get the skipper off my back? Where's Murdoch? That's all he and I ever say to each other is, where's Murdoch? Come on, you can finish your ice cream on the way.
Custard, you know I'm getting tired of going up the same river 10 times a day, the same trip. Why don't we ever go across the lake, over the horizon, just once? You know, we've been going up that river for 2 months now.
Stiles, Murdoch! See, he needs us. He loves us. Come on. Look, it's outdoor work. We're saving our money, and we're meeting interesting people. Shall I name you a few? Evelyn, Margaret, Betty, Janie, Evelyn.
You mentioned her.
We know 2 Evelyns.
Well, that part of it is okay. But we're not growing doing the same thing every day. And that Spelio's on the microphone. If I hear it once more, I think I'll flip. You know, I hear that in my sleep. I can say it backwards. I can say it sideways.
So say it backwards. Let me hear you say it backwards.
Erie Lake of shore south beyond. Long miles 30 about is shoreline the.
That's very good.
Okay, all aboard.
Watch your step.
Richie McIntyre, back in line. Come on.
Welcome aboard the Carol Diane II. I must ask all passengers, please, to keep your hands and arms inside the boat. Do not place them on the outside rail.
right, now be careful you don't break any of those things, because if you do, I'll knock you all in the head. Hey, cowboy, come on. Sit down. Come on.
Richie, do what the man says.
It's a character. If you need any help, I'll be right over there. Just ask for Buzz.
Thank you. Is Aubrey in the ice kit over there? Sure, honey, if you want to. Oh, wait, you didn't get one of these.
Aubrey. It's a very pretty last name. What goes with it?
Evelyn?
Evelyn.
Okay, Styles.
Hi, folks. The tour's about to start. We'll show you some of the sights in this great port city of Cleveland, Ohio, and many of the industrial activities along the river.
You better cast off, mister, unless you plan to take the dock with us.
You can sit right over here with Linda. And Linda, you put your jacket on now if you get cold. Hey, Johnny. You're going to sit right here and you're going to be good, huh?
Cleveland has a population of approximately 1 million people. The shoreline is about 30 miles long on the south shore of Lake Erie. On the right is Cleveland's break wall. The building of this break wall was begun in 1870 and completed in 1896. On the left is Cleveland's Municipal Stadium, home of the Cleveland Indians and the Cleveland Browns. We are now ready to enter the Cuyahoga River, which is about 72 miles in length. It begins at Mountville, Ohio. Cuyahoga is an Indian name, which means crooked. Up this river, we'll pass under 21 bridges.
I see it doesn't impress you either, huh? I mean, the tour. All the other kids here are taking notes on that breakwater. How wide it is at the bottom and how much cement they poured into it. All that jazz.
I was just thinking. Long ago, there must have been pirates in this river. What do you think?
Well, I'd keep my eyes open. You wouldn't want to walk the plank, would you?
Next is a vertical lift bridge, which belongs to the Big Four Railroad. If you'll notice, there's a scale on the side of the bridge, which raises the bridge to a height of 100 feet to clear the masts of the large ship. Forward are two bridges, side by side. One is a railroad bridge, the other is a street traffic bridge.
Man overboard!
Children, step back. Give him some room.
Oh, look, kid. Oh, thanks. You all right, honey?
Cold.
What happened, Richie?
Somebody pushed me.
What?
Probably one of those pirates.
Wait a minute. What did you say?
Somebody pushed me. I was pushed.
Did anybody see what happened? Come on, sailor, let's go topside. I'll take him up to the captain's.
First thing I said when you came aboard was keep your hands and arms inside the boat, wasn't it? You better get those wet clothes off him.
Captain, he says he was pushed.
Pushed, huh?
I didn't see who did it.
What's your name, boy?
Richie McIntyre.
You're not Willard McIntyre's boy.
Yeah. You gonna call him?
You bet I am. What's the number?
I forgot.
Forgot. WJ4131, the Carol Diane 2, calling WMI Lorraine.
For the channel 39.
Thank you.
Send your traffic, Carol Diane.
Get me Cleveland information, please.
Call on 3, Mr. McIntyre.
I told you to hold all calls.
Better take this one.
Yeah, what is it? He what? Is he hurt? Well, where's he now? All right, I'll have somebody on the pier to meet him. Get me Dr. Byron. Oh, Tom, call my driver. Tell him to get down to the 9th Street Pier and pick up my kid and bring him a change of clothes.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, Bruce. My kid just took a header into the lake. Yeah. Listen, would you go over to the East 9th Street Pier and look him over for me? Right away. Okay, thanks.
Trouble?
Nothing serious. Well, what now?
This special delivery letter just arrived, Mr. McIntyre. It's marked personal.
Operator, get me the police.
Well, we'll have an excited little group waiting for us on the dock.
What's all the fuss about? Kid's okay.
Your kid gets fished out of the lake, no fuss. Same with mine. But when McIntyre's kid gets fished out, it makes very large waves. Give him the chocolate.
Here, drink this. It's good after a cold dip.
Thanks. Sorry you got all wet.
Oh, that's okay. My T-shirt was a little large. Maybe it'll shrink down to size now.
I wish I could be a sailor like you two.
Oh, you have lots of time for that, Richie, when you grow up. How old are you?
11 and a half, going on 12. You know, in the old days, a boy could go to sea when he was 12. I'd like to sign on a freighter or something. Yeah, a Japanese freighter.
You'd have to learn to speak Japanese. That's a pretty tough language.
I learned very fast. Hey, maybe you and I and Buzz and the captain could sign on the same ship together. Yeah, and we can go around the world. Tahiti, Bora Bora, Finch Haven. You know where Finch Haven is.
New Guinea?
Right. And they have cannibals there. Real ones. With bones through their noses. And they play on big drums called garamas. We could take a canoe up the Sepik River. You know the names of the different rivers in New Guinea?
See, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
There's the January River, the February River, and the May River. You know why they call them those names?
No.
They discovered the January River in January, the February River in February, and the May River in May. It took them 2 months to go 80 miles because of the cannibals. They got ate up. Gee, it sure would be fun to go to New Guinea.
I don't know, Richie. It sounds like it's a little hard on tourists. We're coming in. I got work to do.
Yeah.
Richie, hi. I bet you're cold, huh?
Yeah, want my coat? Thanks. They gave me a cup of hot chocolate.
Yeah? Let's go front. Watch us come in, huh?
Everybody, back in your seats, please. We'll try to delay you as short a time as possible.
Aren't you being a little spectacular, Bill?
It's not that simple, Skipper. I'm afraid that you, your crew, anybody that was standing near that kid before he went in, I gotta take downtown.
Some of them are going to be kind of annoyed.
We'll have to risk that. Are you trying to tell me that you were all around that boy, and yet none of you saw it happen? Nobody? All right, that's it for now. But I gotta make one thing clear. Somebody pushed that boy overboard.
Isn't it possible, Lieutenant, that Richie might have slipped and just thought...
No. We know he was pushed. Now, I'd appreciate it if you'd all sign a written statement before you go. There's a stenographer in the next room. That's all. Oh, Miss Aubrey, would you mind staying here just for a few minutes, please?
Oh, you go on with Mr. Ferguson. I'll be right there.
You too. Wait here. Just be a few minutes, Mr. McIntyre. How does Richie get along with the other children at school?
Fairly well.
What do you mean by fairly well?
Well, he's kind of an odd kid. He's a little moody and withdrawn. It's a little hard for the other children to understand him.
Do they dislike him?
No, they just don't have much to do with him.
Do you think it's possible that one of those kids might just...
Mr. Garrison, I know those children. They couldn't possibly do a thing like that.
Thanks a lot, Miss Aubrey. Oh, please remember to sign a statement before you leave. Mr. McIntyre?
Yeah.
You ever see these two fellows before?
No.
Bill, I've kind of taken a fancy to these young fellas. I wouldn't like to see them pushed around.
I wouldn't want to see them pushed around either, Cap. Sit down. Sit down. Now, let's see. You hit the water just after the boy, didn't you? Now, that would put you pretty close to him before he went into the drink.
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
And you, mighty quick with that life ring. All the way from the pilot house, you said?
That's right, all the way from the pilot house.
You know, saving a kid named McIntyre from drowning, bringing a pretty good reward. Well, just thinking out loud. Where'd you say you boys are from?
We've been driving around the country.
Where's home?
Where we parked the car. Look, Lieutenant, we're not vagrants. We got money in the bank and we worked hard to put it there. We haven't busted any laws, so you've got no reason to hold us.
Simmer down, Mr. Murdoch. Nobody's accusing you of anything. We're just checking you out.
Yeah, well, we gave you plenty of identification.
Well, maybe it doesn't pay to be a hero.
Mr. McIntyre? They're in the clear. You, want me to show it to them?
Yeah, go ahead. That's a photostat of a letter I received in the mail.
You know, people who write suicide notes often kill themselves. People who write notes like this often kill somebody else along the way. That's why we had to call you all down here, just in case you had anything to do with it.
With this? Come on, let's go.
Gentlemen, you did me a favor, a big one. I like to take care of favors. A little something for your trouble. This ought to make things square.
I'll tell you how you can square things, Mr. McIntyre. Just repeat after me. Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You gotta nail this one down right away, Lieutenant.
You trying to tell me how to run my job, Mr. McIntyre?
I have to leave Cleveland tomorrow. It's not by choice. I have to go. And I want this thing cleared up before I take off. Got the picture?
I got the picture, Mr. McIntyre.
Good. How about guards? I want them watched 24 hours a day.
They've been detailed. But supposing this thing drags out, and we can't crack it before you leave. Ever occur to you that you just might take the boy with you?
Are you out of your mind? Keep a kid in a construction camp in the middle of the North African desert for 5 months? I'll be at the office if you need me.
You have the time, please?
Well, it's 11:15, son.
Thank you.
What's up?
What's your business?
Delivering groceries.
All right. Okay, sign here. Go ahead.
What are you expecting, an invasion?
Said you weren't leaving today. What happened?
Al, could somebody go in my place?
This is Moroccan royalty you're dealing with, Mr. McIntyre. Protocol's important to them. If you don't get there and sign this contract personally, the deal blows sky high. And 2.5 years of preparatory work with it.
Well, couldn't we call the meeting off for a couple of weeks?
Mr. McIntyre, 10 men are coming from all over the country to meet with you. 3 of them are local chiefs. They've been traveling for days to get to this meeting. To them, a postponement would be an unforgivable insult. You missed that 5 o'clock plane today, Bill. You blowed the deal.
Mr. McIntyre. Mr. Garrison is here.
Send him in. See you fellas in a few minutes.
Thank you. Was that it? This is your second warning. Calling the police was your first mistake. We can get the kid any time we want. You'll be hearing from us. Mr. McIntyre, you're involved in a standard shakedown. They all follow a pattern. First you get a letter. Then you get another one, putting on a little more heat. This is a classic example.
Can I buy you some outside help?
I got 3 kids of my own, Mr. McIntyre. And if I were in your position, I wouldn't call in anybody from the outside.
What happens now?
Maybe you'll get a couple of phone calls, but then they'll hit you for the money. Just gotta sweat it out.
Mr. McIntyre, Richie's disappeared.
Steady, steady as you go.
Well, you seem to have recaptured some of your enthusiasm for this job.
Step easy. Easy now.
I meant to tell you there's a boat leaving for the far side of the lake just about now. Why don't you catch it?
What do you think, I'm some kind of nut? Afternoon.
Look, aren't you the fella that said, why do we always have to go up and down the river? Why can't we just once go across the lake? If I have to go up this river again, I think I'll flip.
Is that what I said?
That's what you said.
Good afternoon. Well, we've got a nice outside job, and we're meeting the people.
And we're saving our money.
Saving our money.
They're still with you, huh?
Well, why not? Where they're supposed to be.
Just checking.
Look, Bill, lay off, will you?
Tell you the truth, Skipper, we're even checking you.
That bad, huh?
The McIntyre kid. Somebody's taken him. We're combing the town.
I sure hope he's all right.
You buying or looking?
How much a bag of popcorn?
What's the matter, kid? Can't you read? For you, a special price. 3 tickets.
Say, could you please tell me the right time?
1 if that thing's right, which it ain't. What's the matter? Your old man too cheap to buy your watch?
I left it home. Ever hire anybody to help you with the tickets?
Nah. Come on, kid.
Big accident in this park once. He had the Ferris wheel. Began to spin faster and faster until it was going so fast nobody could stop it.
Beat it, kid. Blow.
Don't you want to talk?
How can I sleep with you yapping away?
Hey, what's the big idea?
I'll give you this if you make a phone call for me.
What kind of a phone call?
Just a call to my father's office. I want to find out if he's still there.
Why don't you make the phone call yourself?
He doesn't want me to bother him in the office.
Well, give me the $.
After the call. Now here's the number. Here's the dime.
Yeah, I want to speak to Mr. Willard McIntyre.
Who's calling, please?
Want to know who's calling?
Say your friend.
Friend.
Hold him as long as you can.
Could you tell me the nature of the call?
They want to know the nature of your call.
Ask her if my father left for Morocco yet.
I just want to know whether he left town yet.
He's hung up. You get anything?
Yeah? Yeah, he left town.
Are you sure? I was sure he left.
He's gone.
Right up. Bye. This lake can get rough in the winter. We got winter storms, beat anything you ever saw in the ocean.
Hi.
Richie!
I thought maybe you could give me a job.
You know you got everybody out but the cavalry looking for you?
I really need something to do now that my father's gone.
He's gone, where?
To Morocco. He won't be back until winter.
Where have you been?
Euclid Park. I thought about things.
Shall I go call the police?
No, I'll do it.
Please don't do that.
Well, now, you just give me one good reason why not.
It's too late. They can't help now.
Yeah, but you can help us and them. You see, kid, you're hot. H-O-T.
I only wanted him to stay. I needed him. I knew he didn't need me, but I thought maybe if I scared him enough, he wouldn't go away. And so I sent the letters.
You wrote those letters?
And I wasn't really pushed off your boat, mister. I just said that. And then I ran away.
Richie, you know what you've done is very, very wrong.
I know. Do I have to go to jail?
Look. Richie, look. You know, you're just a little boy. You cause a lot of trouble for a lot of people. I think it's about time you went home, don't you? That's why we want to call the police, just to take you home.
I could help you run your tours, and I'll swab your decks. Please don't send me back. There's nothing there anymore.
How about it, Skipper? Couldn't you use the extra help?
Yeah, you're always talking about how you can't get manpower and everything.
There's a mop down the engine room. You get swabbing.
You mean I'm hired?
Look alive, mate.
Well, that tears it. You know what we've done, don't you? I think they call it compounding felony, aiding and abetting, or whatever they call it. We can get the book thrown at us.
Now listen, if you don't think I'm gonna call the police.
We'll call the police. He came on board looking for friends. Let's at least let him have a few good minutes before Garrison gets here with a paddle.
It'll take him a while to get here.
This is WJ4131, the Carol Diane 2. Just imagine that kid sending those letters.
McIntyre residence.
Is Lieutenant Garrison there, please?
May I ask who's calling, please?
This is Captain Turnbull on the tour boat at Pier 9.
Mr. Garrison hasn't arrived as yet, but Mr. McIntyre might know where he can be reached.
Mr. McIntyre?
Would you like to speak to him?
I thought he said his father had left.
Just hold on a minute, please. Apparently he's not.
Tell him you'll call him back.
Call him back? What do you mean?
Look, that boy is so fouled up at home, so hungry for his father to notice him, much less love him, that he took a dive in the lake. Then he set the whole town of Cleveland on its ear by disappearing. Finally, he showed up here like a waif looking for a job swabbing the decks. All because he thought his father had gone to Morocco. So what are we going to do? Call Mr. McIntyre and say, come on down here and pick him up. Take him home and lock him in the closet. You think that's going to cure the problem? Well, just keep him here till we get back.
Where are you going?
McIntyre's house.
I'll call back. Okay. But you fellas make this fast. I don't want to be caught hiding that boy.
That's what I like, the simple life. Mr. McIntyre, please.
Is he expecting you?
Tell him Todd Stiles and Buzz Murdoch, the men from the tour boat. He'll remember.
Come in, gentlemen. Wait in there, please.
right, fellas, what is it?
We've got two things to tell you, Mr. McIntyre. First, your boy is safe.
Thank God. Thank God. Two things. What's the second? How much it costs for me to get him back?
You got a wooden head, you know that?
Your son sent those letters.
He what?
That's right, Richie sent them.
Richie, why?
He had a reason. A pretty good one if you want an outside opinion.
Where is he?
On the boat, below deck, swinging a mop, trying to forget that you took off today for North Africa.
You don't know me, Mr. McIntyre, but my friend can vouch for this. I was raised in a place a lot like this. Once a week we had Visitors' Day. That's what I remember most. Visitors' Day. They did the best they could over there. They had all the essentials and none of the frills. Hey, you look around here. I mean, really look. Because you've got all the frills and none of the essentials, complete with Visitors' Day. You. Me? I'd rather be raised at my orphanage any day, rather than here at this one.
What Richie did, he did for you. How do you suppose a kid says, love me?
Well,
Where's the cabin boy?
up forward. What'd he say? Come over and sit down, Richie. I want to talk to you. You know, Richie, you got yourself in a whole lot of trouble, and most of it's your own fault. Now I think you should do something to make it right. I think you should start by telling the truth to the police and to your father.
He's coming back?
He never left.
He never left.
No, Richie, he didn't leave. He couldn't leave. Richie, let's go back to the house and talk this out alone. Just the two of us.
These are my friends, Dad. They're helping me. And you fly away to tomorrow or next week. They'll still be here. You won't. So I've decided to stay with them. It isn't that I don't love you more than I love them, but they're here. I know I'm not a good businessman like you are. I didn't even ask the captain what he was paying me.
Look, Richie, I'm supposed to be a good businessman, isn't that so?
The best in the world.
Well, when one good businessman meets another, maybe one who's a little better, a little smarter, he tries to make a deal with him. Wouldn't you say it works that way?
I guess so.
Well, Richie, I want to make a deal with you. I want to make out a new contract. And I'll have my lawyers draw it up. And we're going to sign that contract, Richie, and we're going to live by it, both of us. Like, we'll have dinner together 3 nights a week, just the two of us. And then one day a week, Saturday or Sunday, you can take your choice. We'll look at the world together. We'll go sailing, play ball, go out driving, and take in things, you know. And then every night, come rain or shine, I'm going to tuck you in and kiss you goodnight. You think we can lock up a deal like that?
What about Morocco?
We can forget about Morocco. It's a big world, Richie, right here in Cleveland. The biggest world. And it's big enough for me. It's the biggest I've ever had. Shake?
Screen Gems film presentation from Columbia Pictures. Herbert P. Leonard, executive producer.